येस, कोण आहे?
मी मृत्युंजय बोलतोय.
काय म्हणतोय मृत्युंजय?
सर हे आता पण जे शिकवलं त्याचे पीपीटी वगैरे काही भेटतील का सर आम्हाला?
नोट्स आहेत ना रे, तू गुगल क्लासरूम जॉईन नाही वाटतं केला.
नाही सर, काहीच माहित नाही आम्हाला. ते एनपीटीक्यूच्या लेक्चर्स मध्ये होतो एवढे दिवस,
तू
इकडचं काहीच माहित नाही सर.
तू टीईएच्या ग्रुपमध्ये आहेस का, व्हॉट्सअप ग्रुपमध्ये?
हो आहे सर, ऑफिशियल ग्रुप मध्ये.
बरं ठीक आहे, मी आज परत एकदा गुगल क्लासरूमची लिंक पाठवतो. गुगल क्लासरूम जॉईन कर. तिथे
ओके.
सर्व नोट्स आहेत. 6 युनिटच्या नोट्स मी ऑलरेडी अपलोड केलेल्या आहेत. परत प्रत्येक लेक्चरवरती बेस्ट असे क्विजेस टाकलेले आहेत मी, मल्टिपल चॉईस क्वेश्चनचे. ते क्विज पण अटेम्प्ट करा, म्हणजे एक्झामचं पण प्रिपरेशन होईल तुमचं.
ठीक आहे सर, चालेल.
हो, मी पाठवतो,
Thank-
लेक्चर झाल्यानंतर पाठवतो.
हो सर, चालेल. थँक्यू सर.
हां. Okay, let's continue with the today's session. Good morning all. In the last session, we talked about chip formation, single point cutting tool geometry. We started with this one. Then we talked about how chip exactly forms. Then what are the different types of chips, that also we have covered. And while talking about the types of chips that generally we observe in case of single point cutting tool metal removal, out of those chips, we came to know that the continuous chip is desirable always, because in case of continuous chips, the surface finish that you get is better compared to all other types of chips. So having this continuous chip will be good, but it has got certain limitations. What are the limitations associated with the continuous chips? The continuous chips are going to have more length compared to other types of chips, and because of that length, they usually starts getting tangled about the cutting tool, and the in worst condition it could be harmful to machine operator also. So even though the continuous chips are desirable because of the surface finish that we can get, still their length has to be limited. And to limit length of those continuous chips, there is one instrument that is used, and that instrument is called as chip breaker. So what do we do with this chip breaker? Chip breaker is a additional structure that will be provided with a single point cutting tool. So this base is our actual cutting tool on which we have mounted this chip breaker, and to mount that chip breaker, the clamp is there, so that you can fix that chip breaker up to the cutting tool. So what exactly it does? When let's refer this sketch. In this sketch, the chip breaker is nothing but this one. This is actually chip breaker that has been fixed on this single point cutting tool. So what it does, when continuous chip forms, this chip breaker creates an obstacle to the flow of that continuous chip. So when that chip starts flowing across this rake face of the cutting tool, that flow will be restricted by the presence of this additional projection, and because of that additional projection, or because of disturbing the flow of that continuous chip, what will happen, the chips has to take this another path, and that path makes chip bend than its regular shape, and because of that bending, or that additional deformation chips has to undergo, the chips start breaking. So instead of getting a continuous chip like this one, once this much segment has formed, it will falls off. So you will get smaller segment instead of getting a continuous chip. So once we use this kind of chip breaker, the two advantages are there. First one, the basic advantage associated with the continuous chip, that you can have a better surface finish. Okay, this advantage is already there. Additionally, with continuous chip, the harmful effects of that continuous chips can be eliminated using this chip breaker, because continuous chip is or there is continuous generation of continuous chip. We are not restricting that one, but we are just limiting length of that chip. So continuous chip will be there, good surface finish will be there, but length will be limited. So that tangling of that continuous chips across the cutting tool or uh, becoming further harmful to machine operator, all those limitations will be eliminated. So that way this chip breaker helps in the machining. Next, cutting ratio. Actually, this is quite important parameter when somebody has to ask some question on this metal cutting, let it be any competitive examination, GATE or any government examination. The most probably the question would be based on this cutting ratio. So what exactly this cutting ratio is? To explain this cutting ratio, let me get back you all to the previous slides. Yes, over here. In this sketch shown over here, this is a tool that is going to move in this direction, and because of relative motion provided between this workpiece and cutting tool, this is our workpiece, and because of relative motion there will be generation of chips that will flow across this rake face and material removal will take place. Now if you consider the condition at the beginning of the metal cutting, so this is the actual dimension of the workpiece, right? So initially cutting tool would be somewhere here, and from here it will start cutting the material. Now if you look at this depth, this is the depth of material that is going to be removed by this cutting tool in a single pass. So when cutting tool starts its metal removal from here, and it passes all over this workpiece, this much layer of material will be removed, and this thickness is called as uncut chip thickness. This one is going to be equivalent to depth of cut that we know, right? Depth of cut is nothing but the forward motion provided to cutting tool to remove additional material from the workpiece surface in a single pass, or that is the incremental movement of the cutting tool while removing the material. So that depth of cut is going to be equivalent to this T0, and this T0 is called as uncut chip thickness. So one dimension that we got, this T0. Now when the material is removed and this uncut material gets cut and gets converted into a chip, it starts flowing across this face and its a dimension changes to TC. So this is now new dimension, and this TC is called as chip thickness. Okay, so this T0 is uncut chip thickness and this TC is chip thickness. Now if you take a ratio of those two, if I consider T0 by Tc, we know that T0 is uncut chip thickness, whereas Tc is actual chip thickness, right? This ratio is denoted by R, or instead of that complicated R, oh, okay, yes. So the ratio T0 by Tc, that is uncut chip thickness to the chip thickness. This ratio is nothing but R, and this R is called as chip thickness ratio. Now, when it comes to metal cutting, let it be any machining condition, means whatever material you are machining, whatever cutting tool you are using, let it be any machining speed, feed, depth of cut. In all the conditions, this Tc is always going to be greater than this T0. So it is like a universal truth in case of metal cutting. This Tc is always going to have large numbers compared to T0, or Tc is always going to be larger than T0. So what ratio we are taking for R? R is equal to T0 by Tc. So now we know that this T0 is always going to be smaller than Tc. So this ratio will be always going to be less than unity. It is always going to be 0 point something, because its numerator is smaller and denominator is greater. Okay, so remember this one, chip thickness ratio. It is the ratio of uncut chip thickness to the actual chip thickness, and as uncut chip thickness is always smaller than actual chip thickness, the ratio always lies in between 0 to 1. It is never going to be greater than 1. Okay, now along with this ratio there is one additional ratio. That ratio is called as chip compression ratio or chip compression factor. So this cutting ratio, or also called as chip thickness ratio, all these terminologies are used depending upon the author. Whoever writing a textbook, these things are going to vary, whether it is being called a chip thickness ratio or cutting ratio. Similarly, so these both things are denoted by R. Similarly, there is another ratio that is called as chip compression ratio or chip compression factor, or it is also called as chip reduction coefficient. So all these three things indicating same parameter, and that parameter is nothing but, now here we know that R is equal to T0 by Tc, and it is going to be 0 point something. Okay, now if I reverse this ratio, if I take Tc by T0, or simply if I take reciprocal of this cutting ratio, 1 by R is equal to, so if I take reciprocal of that R, I will get Tc by T0. Now this denominator is smaller and numerator is greater. So this is always going to be greater than 1. Okay, and this ratio is called as that chip compression factor, chip compression ratio, or chip reduction ratio, or chip reduction coefficient also. Okay, so the reciprocal of chip thickness ratio or cutting ratio is nothing but the compression ratio or compression factor. Now what we get from this compression ratio or compression factor? This compression ratio or compression factor helps us to know by what amount the chip has got expanded. Because if you look at the sketch that we used over here, this is T0 and this is TC. So from sketch also you can easily get that the TC is greater than T0. So by what amount TC has got expanded compared to T0, that value you will get from the chip reduction or chip compression ratio. Okay, so just remember R is equal to T0 by TC. It is always going to be in between 0 to 1. This is a chip ratio, chip thickness ratio or cutting ratio, and reciprocal of that is called as chip compression or chip compression ratio or factor, or even chip reduction coefficient, and that is going to be always greater than unity because their numerator is greater than the denominator. Next, shear strain. Again, let me get back to, yes, over here. So the terminology that we are going to talk about is shear strain. So before talking about shear strain, let's talk about strain first. So what is strain? Can any one of you let me know what is strain? You can unmute and speak, or even you can put it in a chat window also. What exactly mean by strain? You have studied strength of materials, right? So strain was the concept that you might have studied over there in details. Mrityunjay, can you tell me what is mean by strain?
So the ability of a material to resist deformation while applying load.
No, Mrityunjay.
Change in length upon original length.
Very good. Strain is basically a ratio. And what ratio it is? It talks about change in dimension delta L by its actual length. I have considered length over here, but the generalized statement would be like it is actually change in dimension to its original dimension. So let it be length, width, thickness, anything. The strain is nothing but change in dimension to the original dimension. Now this concept we are going to convert into shear strain. Now why we are talking about shear strain? Because in single point cutting tool, metal removal or metal cutting, the basic phenomena that helps to remove the material is shearing. We know that material is being removed by the shearing action. Shearing is nothing but moving of one layer of material across the other in the forms of segment, and that motion is called as shearing. Now in this shearing, or when this shearing takes place, if I consider this is single point cutting tool, and at this point it is in contact with the workpiece. So if I consider the metal removal has just begun, cutting tool is moving in this direction. So from here, the material is going to be under compression. Once that compression has passed some limit, there will be a deformation and the material will start shear across this plane. Now, when that shearing takes place, the material will have certain deformation, and shear strain is nothing but that deformation to its original dimension. That ratio is nothing but the shear strain. So what is that deformation and actual dimension? So if I consider this segment, this is one of the segment of the chip that has formed. Actually, how it should have been, it should have been like this one. This is supposed to be this segment, right? Both the ends should be in contact with the cutting tool. Okay, but how it has changed, because of that plastic deformation, we are getting this segment. So to get this segment, this is the actual deformation that has got takes place. So that deformation is nothing but this one, AB, because same triangle we have drawn by rotating it. Okay, so that AB length is nothing but this deformation. And what is its actual dimension? This is D. Now in this case, if I want to get this D, what I need to do, I have to, there is C point over here, this is B point and this is A point, if you are able to see this sketch. So from this C point, I have to draw one perpendicular on the AB. That's what I have drawn over here. This dotted line is perpendicular to AB and I get the point O. So this shearing strain, the relation would be AB by OC. So AB is deformation and actual thickness of that chip is this OC. Okay. Now this AB can be replaced by AO plus BO or OB. So what I have done, AB has been replaced with AO plus OB and I have divided those two by OC separately. Now from this sketch, if I take the ratio of AO by OC, that will turn out to be cot phi. Phi is over here. If you take cot of that angle, you will get AO by OC. Similarly, this small segment is phi minus alpha, and if you take tan of that one, you will get OB by OC. Okay, so that is not much of importance, just to explain what sketch is exactly representing. But this shear strain, or from this relation, the important parameters comes into picture is this shear angle. Now this shear angle is going to decide the performance of the machining. What it is going to decide? It is going to decide chip thickness, it is going to decide material removal rate, it is going to decide temperature generated, also it is going to decide the forces generated while the metal cutting. So because of all these parameters, phi has got certain importance. And because of that one, only various researchers experimented, tried to correlate this phi with various other parameters, and they got some additional relations. Out of those relations, two important relations has been denoted over here. This phi is shear angle, alpha is rake angle, and one more additional parameter is there, that beta is representing friction angle. Now what is this friction angle? Now to get this friction angle, you need to get back to engineering mechanics. if you are able to recall the friction chapter over there, you will get this friction angle. What is this friction angle? It is going to be, or you can calculate this angle once you know the coefficient of friction mu. Now, in case of this metal cutting, there is a workpiece across which this cutting tool is going to have a relative motion. So when this cutting tool moves in this direction across this surface of the workpiece, the relative motion between cutting tool and workpiece over here is going to cause some friction. And depending upon the condition of the cutting tool, material of the cutting tool, workpiece material, and all other conditions, this friction is going to have some coefficient of friction value. And once we know that coefficient of friction value, you can calculate this friction angle by using relation mu is equal to tan beta, or beta is equal to tan inverse of mu. So once you have that mu, you can take tan inverse of that one and you will get the friction angle. So that way you can calculate this shear angle. Okay. Next important thing is velocities in a cutting zone. Now, how to calculate that velocities and what its importance? To talk that one. Okay. So if you look at this relation, it is product of this V into T0. V is the cutting speed denoted by V. T0 we know, uncut chip thickness. VC is velocity of the chip, with which velocity the chip is moving across the cutting face or rake face. So if this is a single point cutting tool, this is the chip form, this is machined surface, and this is unmachined surface. Okay, this is shearing angle. So this is T0, this is TC, and the velocity with which this chip is flowing denoted by VC, and V is the cutting speed. So to correlate these velocities, what we are going to do, we are going to consider condition before cutting and condition after cutting. This is the shearing plane, right? Below this point, material is going to remain undeformed, and above this point, this T0 is going to be converted into TC. This material is going to deform, it is going to cut and get removed from the work surface. So beyond this point, the condition is before cutting. Beyond this point, condition is after cutting. So we are going to correlate this condition with this condition, and for that one we are going to apply mass continuity relation. So what is mass continuity relation? The V into T0. So shit, I deleted that one. Okay. Let me get you to the another slide. Okay, let's use this relation only. So V is the cutting speed into T0, means over here, the uncut chip thickness multiplied by its velocity, and that is equal to VC into TC. So VC is velocity of the chip and TC is the chip thickness. So product of T0 into V is equal to product of VC into TC. So this is before cutting and this is after cutting. So total mass before cutting, or that mass continuity, so total mass flowing before and total mass flowing after, those two things we are equating over here. And when you equate those two, what relation you get over here? V into T0 is equal to Vc into Tc. Now we know that if you rearrange this equation, what relation is there? V into T0 is equal to Vc into Tc. So let's rearrange this one. So what we get? V by Vc is equal to T0 by Tc. And we know that this T0 by Tc is nothing but the R, that is cutting ratio or chip thickness ratio. So when you want to calculate this cutting ratio or chip thickness ratio, either you can use this T0 by Tc, or you can use this V by Vc. V is the cutting speed and Vc is the velocity of the chip. So if you know either of those four, you can calculate this cutting ratio easily. Okay, that's it. Next is orthogonal versus oblique cutting. I don't think we can finish this one in 2 minutes, because we have got only 2 minutes before meeting ends. So let's not move to this point. We will stop over here. And if you have any doubt, any query in the things that we saw today, you can unmute and let me know.